For those of you who followed this channel for a little while, you'll know that the majority of the stuff I do are detailed processes, step by step, how to achieve different reverse glass effects. Now, when I first set out, that is what I wanted to do, but I also wanted to kind of go over some of the more, idea side of things. You know, you can have all the skill in the world, but everyone comes up against a creative block every now and then. So I wanted to do this kind of little series of how to do some quick and easy projects. I did actually set out to do this a while ago. I'll put a playlist up here to a playlist that I set up called 2-hour Etsy projects. But the idea was to kind of create something in less than 2 hours for less than £10. Something that would be really unique on an Etsy shop and covered the whole process, the idea side of it as well. So today I'm going to be doing that. And I hope for those of you who have seen all my videos, there's still going to be some nice little bits of information in here that make it worth your while. But before I crack on, if you're a fan of reverse glass, sign painting, gold leaf, digital processes and much more, then you're in the right place, because that's all this channel's about. And I'll try to release a video every couple of weeks. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. There's also a link to my Etsy shop and the Facebook group, which is over 900 people strong now, all sharing ideas and helping each other out. So it's a really good place to go if this is your kind of thing. Anyway, that out of the way, let's crack on with the vid. Okay, so I'm going to be doing my design in Kittl today, which, if you haven't seen it before, it's an online platform full of hundreds, potentially thousands of designs, all completely editable, and then you can download them in various file formats. So just to give you sort of an overview of the home page, you can look at all of these beautiful designs, which you can just keep scrolling and they'll just keep adding more and more, or you can refine your search at the top. So I am going for a Twin Peaks themed design today. So rather than trawl through everything that's on there looking for the right design, I'm going to do a keyword search. So it's Twin Peaks, so mountains seems the logical thing to search for. And then what I get up is a load of designs where there's some metadata or a hashtag that says mountain in there. And straight away I'm drawn to this one. There's two peaks, really nice kind of Western style design, but I'll just have a look, see if there's anything else. I mean, this one's really nice, probably not in keeping with the style that I'm going for, but just to kind of show you, look, there's a nice variety just searching the word mountain. So I'm going to go with this one here, and all I need to do is click on that and go use this design. Now I'm going to be making this as a mirror template, so I don't want any of these colors or anything like that. I'm just going to go solid black and white. And all you need to do is kind of double click in here, and then you can edit the text. So I just go Great Northern. Then when I click back here, that's popped that back in place. Now there is a drop shadow that needs editing, but I'm going to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is just delete that. And everything on here, you can sort of move this around in either groups or individually. So really kind of powerful tool and really quick to use. So I'm not going to go through the whole process because I've covered this in a previous video, which I show at the top here. So I'm going to time lapse the rest of the design process. But then what I'm going to do is show you how to download the free version, and then also what we can do to sort of upscale that a little bit. So I'm just now going to time lapse through editing this piece. Okay, so really quick, I'm really happy with that. And you see what I've done is just selected everything and then scaled this up as large as it will go within the sort of frame. And that's because when you're using a free account, you can only download up to a certain size and also a certain file type. So let's just have a look at that now. So here we go, maximum of 800 by 800 pixels, which isn't very big. You can't access any of these kind of features, and you've only got the option of downloading as a PNG or a JPEG. So I'm going to go for a PNG, and you see here, this is also saying that to use these free versions, you need to credit Kittl. So if you're using them on social media, make sure you put this in the description. I'll be putting it in the description of this video. So let's move on to processing this file. So I'm just going to open this in Photoshop. And let's take a look at what this looks like if we zoom in. So I'm just going to go in here. So pretty poor quality, and that's to be expected of a file of that size. So what I'm going to do is just duplicate this and duplicate it into a new document, and that way I can show you the comparison after we've kind of done an upscale of this. Now, when you're upscaling small images, what you don't want to do is jump from start to finish, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to change this to 300 dpi, but I want to keep my pixels the same. So let's go, that's 800 by 800 pixels, change that to 300, and then I'm just going to change this back to 800. And that means that's the same size in terms of the amount of pixels in it, but this will shrink that right down. So I can now show you what the physical size of that is in centimetres. So it's nearly 7 centimetres. Now if I wanted this, I don't know, 16, 17, I don't want to just go from what it is at the moment right the way up, because it'll just stretch all those pixels, and that's not what we want. So what I'm going to do is use a technique called step interpolation. So I'm just going to go 7 centimetres first, okay. And then just going through, I'm going to go up in 1 centimetre increments until you get kind of to a sort of bigger size. Then you can start going up in 2 centimetre increments. So let's go now straight to 12, 14, 16. That's probably going to be big enough. So you see what that's done? It's upscaled it, and you have got a kind of blurry effect, which is better than a kind of staggered blocky pixels, and it's easy to fix. So all I'm going to do is go into Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, and you can play around with these settings. I would generally have the amount high and then play around with the radius. So, something like this is looking quite good. And now if I compare that to the original and zoom right in on this, that is pretty good going. So that is what I'm going to use for my etching template. I'm going to go through the process of vectorizing this in Vinyl Master. Again, I've covered all of these processes before in my mirror making videos, so I'm just going to stick a link to those in the top corner here, and then I'll run through this as a time lapse. Okay, that's all the processes I'm going to do with the glass. If you're new to the channel, I'll put a link to the sort of videos with the full processes in the description, and they'll flash up in the corner anyway throughout the video every time I do a process. So I'm just going to bring the camera down, and I'll show you what the final stage is. So there's our bit of glass, and what I've got here are wood veneer samples. The reason I'm going to use these over sort of solid wood is firstly because they're really thin, so they'll go in a picture frame easily. Secondly, you can get such nice exotic woods that you're probably not going to be able to get your hands on at a timber merchant. So this is Zebrano, which I've never ever seen before. That's American walnut, and this is Brazilian rosewood. And They're so cheap. I bought all of these, and including delivery, it was £9 for the 3. You can probably get them cheaper if you buy them in bulk, or if you know somewhere. I just got them off at eBay. So, but all I'm going to do is choose one, and it's going to be the background for this. This has got pads on, so it's not quite touching, but it will be completely clear. That looks really nice. Let's have a check out the American walnut. Yep, looking good. I think that's my favourite. So I'm just going to mount that behind there, put it in a frame, and then we'll see how it looks. So there you go. Quick to make, cheap to make, and you get so many options with all of the different varieties of wood that you can buy the kind of veneer samples for. And, I've made a novelty mirror, but this would be perfect for kind of making business signs. It's got that kind of really natural look with that sort of real wood finish. So, the possibilities are endless. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and click the little thumbs up icon, and please share it with anyone else who you think might enjoy it. So, till next time, cheers.